Okay, guys, good morning to all of you. All right, today is the 9th of August 2021, Monday. All right. Now, thing is this, every National Day, I always remember something that my mom always tells me. It's just like the day itself when basically she was having contraction of that day. Yeah, right, that was supposed to be born on National Day. But of course, last minute I didn't come up. So I missed out my being a National Day baby. But every year when I see National Day, this little story my mom tell me always reminds me. All right, so the thing is that we are 56-year-old right now, and we've gone through a lot of stuff. And just now earlier, I heard what the PM said during National Day speech. Thank you, Ariel. All right, we have done it before. We'll do it again. So we went through this before the hard time. I'm pretty sure in the future, all right, we still stay strong and march forward. All right. Thank you guys again for waiting for to come online now. Okay. Now, of course, we actually this slide was prepared for you guys, the National Day pledge. Okay, we're supposed to do it together, but apparently that because of I realized a lot of people still want to watch the National Day parade, so that's why we don't need to do that, lah. Okay, but I can just play the song for us. Oh, the song need come up. Okay, I think a lot of PowerPoint behind. Okay, never mind. We just let it go. Okay, don't worry. All right, of course, if you missed the National Day Parade, you go to facebook.com/ndpips, okay, and you can watch it. I think that all the videos are there, okay? All right. All right, so the thing is this, we are looking at the word stagflation at the moment right now. So you can actually watch this cartoon. Yeah, that's my birthday, but it's okay. Never mind, no need to celebrate. We just enjoy ourselves. Okay, take the toxic combo of growth, slow growth, and the rising inflation. Shake it well. Here you go, stagflation on the rocks. Okay, now we actually see something different, right? We saw a so-called a jump in the growth, the employment growth. All right, then the thing is this, isn't that a good sign? Well, if you look carefully, the numbers, you don't really see that. Okay, I'll share more with you guys later on. But this is the joke about how stagflation is when you combine slow growth and rising inflation. That means that the country is not doing well as a whole, but then the rising inflation is going up and people may not be able to sustain. All right, that's what I mean by stagflation, the opposite of inflation. And of course, disclaimer as usual, before I start this morning's sharing session, right, I'd like you to know that in this disclaimer as usual, so that we are all well protected between you and me. All right, if you carry on, it means you're acceptably above and we identified me. All right, so before we go into the charts, let's look at the quote of the day. Market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. Now, I think this is very clear for now, especially if you've been shorting the market since, let's say, 2009. Since the Lehman Brothers, you've been shorting all the way until today. You're like down to like your 12-year down in the row, all right? And of course, if even you are rich, if you are not able to control it itself, right, your losses will escalate until to don't know which level. But on a flip note, if you've been going long since last 2009 until now, wow, my goodness, you'll be the one of the richest guy you can imagine, okay, or just lady. So it's the same thing back in 1972, whereby the market was coming down for 4 years, 1972 to 1974. If you have been long all the way for 2 years, of course, you'll be hit also. All right. But you just remind yourself one thing, guys. 70% of the market is up, 20% is down, and 10% sideways. So actually, to choose on the long side is always pays dividend. So John Maynard says that an important reminder that market volatility can swallow your entire whole trading account if you're not careful, and this is something that you must always remember that. So of course, this morning we have some of the very frightful movement by gold this morning. It was down by $50 on last Thursday and Friday. Then today alone is down by $50 So imagine that if your account size is not able to handle $100 move, then of course your account might be hit by the market and things really do happen. All right, so let's just look at the charts right now so that we know people who are going to be preparing for the National Day celebration, they go out, it's fine. So let's look at the charts. Okay, let's go. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's look at the China A50 first. Now, China 50 this morning gapped down initially, then after that, it started to trade higher. The MLP is right here today, around this point, 15,336 level. The MA30 is slightly lower compared to Friday, so it's getting closer and closer. So we realize that when the market is recovering after a big sell-off, right, when you have to recover, you base out. When you base out itself, the moving average will come down, all right? So of course, it's just a matter of time whereby the market may touch the MA30. So when that happens, there's two things will likely be, the two key points. Number one, you may see the market touch the MA30 crossover and go higher. That's the positive way of looking at it. Now, if the market touches MA30 and after that, instead of going above it, it goes below it. So I mean, after it toggle that level and then it pull back, right? Then what will happen? Then there will be some selling pressure. Okay, so later on at 3 p.m. we will touch base again on this moving average. Okay, later 3 p.m. Yeah, we'll be talking about this moving average. Okay, so this is the moving average 200, still pretty far away. So for the China 50, we are looking at a base up movement. So there is a pretty good chance that the China 50 could be touching the MA30 soon. Okay, for Hong Kong, of course, with China up, Hong Kong should be up also, right? Yeah, indeed. Hong Kong is trading higher now, has created a BNB. Hong Kong has created a BNB. Based on Hong Kong today, the MLP is somewhere should be around here at 26,156. And you can see right here, right now, the Hong Kong market is trading way above the previous day high, and it's getting nearer to the MA30. So again, Hong Kong shares have been sideways for the last 6-7 days, but after a drastic sell-off, now it's already at the halfway mark. So in short itself, right, it does seem that there is a good chance that we could see the Hong Kong market also touching the MA30. All right, so this is something that we have to watch out for in terms of the Hong Kong market. All right, then if that is the case, let's look at Hong Kong, the index today. Now today is pretty clear. Now because already Hong Kong is going to like stop in a way, the normal regular activity should stop trading by 10:30 to 10:45. So I don't suggest you to trade anymore, but we'll just do a quick recap. Now this morning, Hong Kong opens here, and the KSI is red by default. When the market goes below P2, OP and below P2, it's supposed to be a sell, right? So that is what I suspect that will happen. But you know, we have to follow the technique. If the technique says sell, we sell. If the technique says buy, we have to buy. So one thing recovers, okay, can you see that? When it recovers from the P2, that means that it has created it's a pivot trade. Okay, the plane just crossed my area. Okay, so above OP, if it goes above OP after it trigger pivot 2, by right, it's a CCRY buy. But because the KSI is red in color, we should look for only +1 to most +2 profit. That is the maximum we should be looking at. But of course, when we look at the chart right now, I think it went beyond that. But nonetheless, I'm going to show it to you. Okay, can you see right now? Wow, look at it. Beautiful, right? You see what is beautiful is that, do you see that the color change really happened exactly at the pivot level that we suspected it will happen? And look at the way it came down. It came down exactly at KTR -1 and stopped there brilliantly, really as if that they know that KTR -1 exists. And after that, the market goes up, already covered the gap, and now it's shooting up higher, all right? So all this tells me what? Tell me that, right, market can be, you know, we can actually know where the market could be going as long as we actually know what to do when it hit the pivots. Whenever there's color change and pivot, we should know what to do. And to long to short, right, is basically based on your understanding of the pivots, which I've been reciting over and over again. So overall, you can see from here itself, right, this is where the color change happened, cross OP, cross pivot, trigger pivot 2, that's why you buy. But of course, the first profit level will be at KTR +1, which you already traded before you can buy. So the most is KTR +2, and that is where we take profit. So of course, I mean, will the market go all the way up, all these things? We will never know, although there is a KCB there. There is a KCB there at 36,399. I think maybe you touch it just for the sake of doing that. You likely will touch it. Then after that, may pull back from down there. Okay, may. Okay, but nonetheless, if I have to buy some CCRY, this way I will buy 1 KTR, I get out, that's it. I won't be holding all the way because we know that the KSI and the day chart is actually red. So we don't need to lie to ourselves that, oh, we can buy all the way up here. I mean, this is something that on hindsight, which I don't do. Okay, I always tell you what we should be doing. And if you have done if you have bought it, then the 1 KTR I think is reason. Oh, the market hit already. The market took out away the 26399 already. See, just I'm talking to you live, it's already triggered. You see that? So this is all live here itself. Cannot lie about it. Like everything is right in front of you, right done in front of you. Okay, so that is Hong Kong for you. It's still going to trade higher most likely. But like I say again, I'm not going to be coming into the market right now. This is a bit too high for comfort. Okay, let's move that away. Let's look into the Dow Jones today. Now, Dow Jones today, we see some profit taking. Now, we saw Dow Jones going to new all-time high on Friday. So what do we expect to see today? Well, first of all, let's put MLP first. MLP is here. And that's the 35,116 I'll write down for you. Okay, the MLP is 35,116. Yeah, the plane is flying across my area. 35,116 is the MLP for today. So as long as the Dow Jones stay above 35,116, the Dow should be still going up. And this morning already it tested the MLP and now it's rejecting it. So likely there's an upside potential. Now in terms of the MA30, the MA30 is now here, trading a bit higher now at about 34,913. So from where we are now to 34,913 is about probably 250 points. So I think still a bit far away. So we don't need to worry about that. Let me see. Other than that, is anything for me to take note? Is any BNB around here? We have one BNB here. Let me just should be here. Yeah, all right. This is the BNB. So we saw Friday the market closed above the BNB. Today some form of rejection. All right, but still overall the market is pretty bullish right now. All right, still pretty bullish right now, huh? Okay, there's some messages coming in. Attention, but it's okay. Settle that already. Okay, done deal. So that is the Dow Jones. Weekly chart wise, as you can see again and again, I told you last Friday, I told you as long as the market doesn't break my short-term trend line, there's no reason for me to take out this trend line. And indeed, it really happened as it is. The market really, stay above the midterm trend line, the short-term trend line. So this short-term trend line that I draw is a weekly chart now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For 17 weeks already, the market have been hanging on above the short-term trend line. So that's the reason why I keep on sharing with you guys at the moment now, right? The downside for Dow really don't have yet. While we have fundamental reason that to call for sell, but the technical reason really is not there yet. So that's why you don't see any really drastic movement. Even on this one, 3 weeks ago, we saw the Dow Jones down by quite a hefty bit, right? But you can see insanely within the same week itself, the market rejected and go above the short-term trend line. So this tells you that there's no real activation to sell yet at the moment. Okay. All right, let's look at the Dow Jones now. Okay, so today Dow Jones is a bit interesting. Let's take a look here. Now today's Dow Jones, the opening price is actually, you notice, right? The opening price is actually slightly above P2. Okay, slightly above P2. Then after that, now it's trading below P2. Now by right, below P2, below OP is a sell. But before you jump in, but the KSI is green in color. So which means that if the market go down to KTR -1 to KTR -2, the probability is that they're going to find some support over there and recover. But of course, you may say, but Kel, it's below pivot 2, right? So that's why I say this. If they're going to be below pivot 2, there's a sell. CCYR, you can sell. But once you go to KTR -1 to -2, you can take some profit because it will not, most likely it will not stay at the low side. It will not stay at the low side. So let's see whether, am I right to say that? A bit early to call for this, but I might share to you. You can see that the market really came down, but it is not even low enough to go down to KTR -1. and now it's already rebounding already. So this tells you that the market overall is still pretty positive. It's still very bullish for now. Okay, so traders, but it's still early lah. Don't need to jump in yet, but I'm just informing you today KTR is greener. So be very careful on the sell side if you want to sell below OP and below pivot 2. Okay, very important. Now the Nasdaq today, let's take a look right now. Now the Nasdaq, we saw it hit all-time high on last Friday. Then incredibly, it also reversed on the same note on that. So today the MLP for the Nasdaq is somewhere around here. Okay, that's about 15,140 level, 15,140 level. So it's still there's some MLP, there's MLP there, 15,140, but still overall the MA30 is still climbing up. So I can only tell you this. Really, if you're talking about historical movement, okay, past data, you can see that every time when the Nasdaq come down, hit the MA30, it always rebound. So I cannot be half surprised to see that happening. So today 14,954 will be the MA30 level. 14,954. It is the MA30 level. So for Nasdaq traders, can I appeal you that put a call level at 14,954? That means call level means when you trigger, it informs you, alerts you, and then you look at the market. If you see actually bottoming, you can try to buy. Okay, clear on that? Thank you. 14,954. I write it down for you for your. Okay, so the Nasdaq MA30 is 14,954. Okay, so I already send this information to you, and I wish you all the best for today's trading. Okay, and let's look at the Nasdaq in terms of MA or the TWB chart. Okay, TWB system one is a bit different. It's the same like the Dow Jones, but of course you can see clearer now is that the market is below below pivot 2, below OP, and it's just traded the first KCB. So which means that likely there is another possibility for the Nasdaq to trade down to 14,973, and that will be pretty near to the MA30 level. So that's why I believe that with the KSI green in color, even though the Nasdaq is 4, even it comes down, I believe that it will still find itself supported at about 14,973, which is about 20 points away from the MA30 as well, 14,954. Okay, so that means that this Nasdaq, I believe that if there'll be some profit taking on Nasdaq. If there is, it should be able to come down to 14,973 because that is the KCB level. And like I say, last Friday the data does actually will strengthen the dollar, and when the dollar is strengthened, the Nasdaq will be actually having some downside. Okay. Has to take note of that. Okay, so that's Nasdaq, S&P 500. Now S&P 500, okay, S&P 500 now, the MA30 is 43.88, so quite a distance away, about 30 points, so no need to worry. The MLP, the MLP is here. About 44.32 level, 44.32 level may be blocked by my screen, but 44.32. So which means that if the S&P has to stay above 44.32, it has to stay above it. So currently now it's trading slightly below it, so that's why there's some selling pressure. But if it goes down, stays down, then even if it comes down, my personal take is that 43.88 is the MA30 level. Okay, 43.88 is the MA30 level. Okay, and if you look at the okay, this is the S&P. Now the S&P, the opening is a bit different. Today S&P, the opening is between the two pivot point. Compared to Dow and Nasdaq, who now is trading below P2, right? This S&P is still within the pivot 2, and the KSI is still green in color. So overall, it's still okay. Just down, but it's now trading below OP, right? So that means that if it comes down, the maximum downside, yes, indeed, I told you right, will be KTR -1. You see, amazing. I told you amazing. Because KSI on the day chart is green. So even it comes down, it will go down to KTR -1. And if it stabilizes there, you will see that it will go up again. So don't you realize that the system already can tell you what will likely be happening as early as 6 a.m. in the morning? You just write it down somewhere. And when the market comes down to KTR -1, you just ask yourself this: if it's going to follow the script, it will be rebounding at KTR -1. And indeed, it really happened. And for you, your job is just going to buy and make some money. That is how the TWB system goes. It can be really, it doesn't care who is trading. Gold is coming down, or National Day Parade of Singapore. It doesn't matter. Once you go down to the technical point, it will move by itself. It will know what to do, and then you just have to follow. That is the amazing part of the TWB system. I mean, people who already knowing what I've been saying, right, probably understand where am I coming from. People who are just thinking that this is just by luck. I mean, the thing is this: how many by luck, or how long must I show it to you to prove to you? Sometimes things doesn't need to do it too long or too many times. All right. Now DAX, as I told you, DAX will likely be going for the new all-time high, and if you adjust, am I right that are we at all-time high? I think we are. The high is 15807.6. No, missed by 2 points. This high missed the all-time high by 2 points. Okay, but still is very near to the all-time high. Okay, so what do we look at it now? The MLP for DAX today will be somewhere around here. Okay, that's about 15,765. The MA30 is here, 15,589. So we are still very far away. So I don't think there's any reason to be concerned for DAX. Okay, a pullback maybe, but it shouldn't be much. All right, so let's now look at the Nikkei this morning. Nikkei, we can see beautifully. This is why I love the MA30. Look at it. The way it touches the MA30 this morning is almost perfect. It touches MA30 and then it pulls back down. This is why this is so interesting. So now we have the Nikkei touching the MA30 for the second time in a row. The question is this: are we going to see a breakout soon? Well, anything is all possible, but it also means that after the touch in MA30, the Nikkei may dive further again, and that's what it is pretty possible if the market really failed to cross the 27,868. I'm going to write it down for you. 27,868. That is the MA30. Okay, right now for you, Nikkei MA. Okay, 27,868 level. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, done. All right, so we have covered the Nikkei. We also need to show you the Nikkei Day Chart first before we end this off. Nikkei Day Chart. Okay, take a look. Now, Nikkei Day Chart, you can see that the KSI is green in color. So which means that opening price between the two pivots, then we're looking at the KTR -1 to -2 to be the first support, right? And if you look at the Nikkei 15-minute chart, you can see, oh my goodness. Look at it. Okay, it missed the KTR -2 by about 5-10 points, and then after it rebounded again. You can see that all these are the telltale signs that you can look out for as long as you are a trader. All right, okay, a trader. Okay, so watch out for all these signs. All right, so that will be the that'll be all the indices. I think I covered all the indices already. So let's look at the commodities, which is gold. Wow, this is the crazy movement. Now look at the gold price. Look at it, my friends. I mean, this is really not hindsight. We talk about this, and unfortunately, it happens. Why unfortunate? Because I know some people got caught. Now, when gold was trading around here, I already said, right, using the PTP knowledge, that this particular number at 1829 is to watch out for. This is a very important number that you have to watch out for. And that's the reason why we already know 1829 exists. So we told you that if the gold price cannot cross 1829, there will be resistance. Okay, so I write it down for you now. Gold strong resistance is 1829. It's a BTP KSL level. And truth be told, what happened? The gold price really plunged. Now, the second thing that I told you guys, I'm not too sure if you remember what I said. Now, for those who are with me for MAO for some time, do you remember that I told you before that because the moving average number 7 and number 7, I mean the two moving averages 30 and 200 got so close together, I inform you that if the market choose either way, there will be at least a $30 move now. The upside to be $30. Do you remember? Those who remember, please keep the word REM. That means that you remember that I told you very soon gold will go into a big movement. I said that. I remember I said that. I also draw it out, big movement. Remember that I said there will be big movement coming soon on gold. All right, for those who remember, can you keep the word REM? So of course, some people say, Cal, big movement, well, everybody also can say that. What's so surprising? I say yes, but I can tell you that we are very near. That's a very fundamental basic. So if you look at it now, everybody, can you see that right now? Can you see how it works? The market basically has never had the MA30 crossover, never had the MA30 crossover. And in fact, it touches the MA200 two days ago. And after that, it failed to stay above it and closed below. The first sign of trouble on Thursday was a close below the MA200 and MA30 at the same time. Where is it? Can you take a look? This at A. Then after that, what happened? The next day, the market touched the MA30 at B, and after that, the sell right crashed down on the non-farm payroll. And the very scary part is this one here, the 176.250 percentile for Fibonacci. Can you see that? The way it closed perfectly on the 50% Fibonacci. Now, I repeated to you guys, different brokers will have different high and low for prices. Hence, therefore, also means that everybody, when they plot their Fibonacci figure, might be different. And also, depending on where you place your high and low end for Fibonacci. So if you place in a different way, you have a different set of number. So that's why some people ask me, how come my number and other people's number is different? I say that that's not the point. The point is that whether who is the correct one, it doesn't really matter as long as it works. So you can see that I stick to my way of writing, my way of doing. And we can see today when gold opened this morning, there was a sudden flash crash on gold. Nothing really happened in the financial market. It's just a flash crash. And also probably the dollar played a little bit, but still there's a gold that really sell off. But you notice that once it come down to this price, 1689, right? Do you notice that the gold price actually stabilized there and then recover by almost at one stage up by almost $40, okay? So $40 movement in a single morning. Think about this, from the high to the low to the high. Oh my goodness. But what is amazing is that it actually stopped at a 61.8. That is the Fibonacci, very important critical number. So now you understand why it is so important to actually stick to your own set of rules. As long as it's working for you, you just stick with it. You don't need to go and check here, check there to see who's right, who's wrong. But end of the day is that, do you make money? If you make money, whatever you say, theoretically is correct. All right. So the question mark will be now, where will gold be going? All right. Well, we have a bit of a problem here. First of all, let's just be objective here. Now, gold is still moving below MA30 and moving below MA200. So in short, the moving average for today is about 1799 and 1807. Okay. So which means that as long as gold cannot cross 1799, there's no way gold can continue its upside, right? At least for now. So I kind of suspect that this will be happening for a while. So the gold should be sideways for a moment before we see any bigger movement. All right, that's what I see. This is how I see it. Okay, right. So for that, that's how we have to wait for a while, let it go stabilize. Now, usually a big sell-off like this, the market will take about 2 weeks to stabilize itself. I repeat, it may go up, it may come down again, but it will stay like that sideways for about 2 weeks before it finds the next upside downside direction. So if I look at today now, to this 9th of August, 2 weeks later will be 23rd of August. That is very near to the Jackson Hole. Is it all this doing? Is it because of the Jackson Hole? Is a gold selling off? Is a prelude to what may happen in equity market? No one will know, but at least it's something that we are seeing right now. All right, for the weekly chart, as I told you, once the market failed to stay above the 1820, I told you before, if the market cannot break above 1820, there will be some selling, and indeed, it really happened. So again, all these were told and shared with you last week, and I've been mentioning to you about this. All right. So, but some people say, Kel, it's very low right now. Can we do an adventurous buy? Well, if you are PTP trained, you will notice that you're PTP trained. Okay, if you're PTP trained, you will have noticed that there is a technical level for us to buy on gold today. It's not here. Wait. Well, if you're PTP trained, you will have noticed that there is a technical level to buy here, and that's 1684.72. Now today's low, the market did go there, 1684. Okay, missed by $1. 1685 is a low. You missed by $1 and then go recover. At least what you know that it's a technical level based on the PTP technique. All right. I hope that, of course, I don't want to go to crash down the way, but of course, if you can buy somewhere near here, it will be very good. I said it before, and I did mention that gold at the moment now, where are we now again? We are actually, if I see what is happening here, this is what we are seeing right now. We are actually working this way. Of course, the magnitude now is bigger, but in my opinion, that the CCRY over the next 2-3 weeks will be critical. It will take some time before the market found a base and goes really up. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for gold. If traders want to buy gold, I will sincerely appeal to you that make sure you have enough money in the capital account so that you will not be kicked out by the market, because the market can still stay irrational longer than it can be solvent. Okay, so just take note of that. All right, that's for gold, for today's gold. Okay, so let's go back to what I need to share with you on gold. Okay, I told you about the Fibonacci already. I told you the weekly chart already. I also tell you the gold direction. So for today's gold direction now, the day chart that's put in. So the day chart today, very clear. Below OP, below P2, CCYR can sell. All right, because KSI is red, so the downside potential can be as much as KTR -3, but of course, we all know that it went down more than KTR -3. So that's why when the market opens and trade below OP, when it opens between the pivot 1, pivot 2, always look at the KSI. The KSI will give you the direction. Can you understand? The KSI gives you the direction. Okay, all right, so that is the crude oil. I give you another key point is that the TSCB around 1740. That's why you can see now 1740 is stuck here for the time being. There seems to be some form of artificial support at the moment right now. Okay, so that is gold. Then look at silver. There's something wrong with silver chart. Yeah, I think this morning my silver chart was some problem. Oh, no, it's back to normal. Okay. All right, so this morning silver, you can take a look at silver. This morning, the opening price, the moment it opens, only silver plunge, break below P2, go lower. The low was $22.37. I already told you guys, if you want to buy silver, $24 can buy a little bit, $23 add a bit more, $22 add a bit more. So really, if you have bought it, now you are already up by $1, almost $1 for silver in terms of profit, because I told you to buy about $23 for those who buy long term, right? So all this tells you that why you need to put all this type of so-called technical level on the chart so that you can actually, benefit out of it. So of course, if you didn't do it, then how? Then of course, we put again to at 23 and $22. I think that'll be fine. We'll go plunge all the way to $20. I don't know, my friends. I really don't know. But if you go to $20, right, I'll check the gold price. And the gold price is somewhere also drop a little bit. Well, I believe that we can consider to buy some silver to keep for some long term. But at the moment now, if you think that now, Cal, to buy silver is like catching a falling knife, you can see that silver, you see, wow, a lot of yellow bars here. So if the price come down, it can cover all the way $17 or even $16. Well, all this is all possible, but the question is this, do you think it is really possible? So that's the reason why I say that if you look at it carefully, since 2020, this is the low, first low. I change the color a bit, I cannot see. This is the first low, then after this is the second low, and this is the third low, and this is the fourth low. All right, if we compare the first two fourth low, we are still reasonable there. But we're talking about in between the big movement, then not very comforting. So that's why I believe that gold and silver should see some support at about $22 level, 22, yeah. Okay, support. So I can write down for you. Okay, all right, that is silver. And let's look at crude oil. Okay, crude oil this morning also amazingly gapped down and now trading at about $66. And do you remember that I told you crude oil will come down to $66? Remember? All right, those remember I said that crude oil will come down to $66 because of the big white candle. And later on during the 1 hour and a half session during NDP special, we'll also be talking a little bit on chocolate bar and how to read it. Okay, so you don't want to miss that. Okay, all right. So $66, we're getting nearer to it already. And if you want to force it down a little bit more, well, the MA30 is nearby. The MA30 is here, and that should give you about $65. All right, $66 is my technical point because of the chocolate bar. If you want to keep it safe, you want to get a better price, you can try $65. That is the next movement here itself. Okay, all right, the MA30. Okay, so that is crude. In terms of the conventional, let's look at the non-conventional crude oil movement. Crude. Here we go. Today's crude opens below pivot 2 already. KSI is red, so by right, crude should go lower. Crude should go lower. It should go for the KCB at $66. Okay, so below OP, below pivot 2, no matter how, usually KSI is red, that will be selling. All right, so these are all the little things that you can pick it up every day and make some daily bread of it. You don't need to wait until the market, if you think that you can make some money before the market move, you can try to do some reaction trade like this. Okay, all right. Okay, clear? Okay, all right, so that will be all. All right, that'll be all for today's technical side. If you are happy with technical side, I wish you all the best for your trading, but do remember this. Normally the day after, the next day after non-farm payroll, which is Monday, usually we see the market slow down a little bit. But of course, this morning, not too sure what happened to gold prices. It moved quite a fair bit, and that is causing the market to have a little bit of impulse movement. Okay, usually don't have one. Usually after the non-farm payroll, the next trading day will be very slow. Don't know why it's time like that. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go through the fundamental, but today got some news for you first. Remember, Susan go live today at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Even though it's National Day, Susan still do work. You see that? That's how amazing we are for you guys. All right, now for those who are going for the professional trader program, this is how our system worked 2 days ago. We have the PTPs calling for sell at 1829.35. And you can see on the Wednesday, the gold hit the beautiful level, and then after that gold reverse, and that's what leads to gold sell off. And of course, you have the indicators like KRW already informed you that 2-3 days ago, the KRW already turned to blank. And when that happened, means that the sellers are already in. So when the KSI totally have sellers in, wow, that's the reason why on hindsight now gold plunged so much, okay? So really consider to go for PTP. It's definitely worth it. Don't be penny wise and pound foolish. You want to spend 3K in the market to lose to stranger, might as well keep using it for learning experience and know things better. Okay. Now today is the last day for registration. Yes, today is the last day. So if you want to join us, then contact us. Don't waste time. Okay, contact Susan. All right, tell her that you want to join. If your funds a bit of issue, you can let us know first. We see how we can do a simple arrangement with you, as in not you don't need to pay, but you can pay us half first. Then before the class start, you can pay the other half, something like that. Okay. All right. So for people who want to go for the class, contact Susan. Okay. Now, of course, this afternoon, okay, at 3 p.m. to about 4:30 around there, we will have a big announcement, a very big announcement. There's loads of stuff that will be announced today. I want you to be around. Of course, if you can, switch on your view cam. We just have a bit of cheers on the day at the stroke of the hour. Let's just cheers a little bit. Just something one time enough, okay? And let us see one another. Okay, this is only for our TWB students. Okay, it's a Zoom session. I repeat, it's a Zoom session. So which means that, right, you guys will be given a Zoom link and then we just come online together. Okay, all right, the link will be out by about 2:30 p.m. Singapore time, around there. Okay, all right, so today we have the jobs opening numbers, but this is not really the main emphasis, but still JOLTS. All right, so the numbers should be about the same, in my opinion. I got no feel on this. Maybe I'll just randomly just put a number in, maybe 9.1 example. Okay, I just put a family number 9.1. Okay, I don't know. No feel on this. I don't really track these numbers. All right, so for Wednesday tomorrow, on Wednesday, 2 days later, we have the core CPI. This is the one I want to look at it. I want to see what's the inflation data. That's something that will be interesting. And crude oil inventories, like I say, have been crude oil has been decreasing in value. It was like probably $76. Now it's at $66, down by $10 already. And at the time when it was $74, sorry, I keep on reminding traders that if you cannot go up to the target level, we need to take profit. And hopefully you have done that. Okay, then initial jobless claim is Thursday. We'll talk about this later. All right, let's review the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones all the way up from the opening bell, went all the way up. So why the Dow Jones went up, right? Again, because the market is looking at a stronger than expected jobs report. And that brought the two market averages higher, which is the Dow Jones and the S&P and the Dow Jones. Nasdaq, I think, was down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so the thing is incredible. The Labor Department came out 943,000 jobs versus the 845,000. Now, the thing is, to be honest with you, I was totally wrong on this. Totally wrong. I never expected to be seeing that the US economy able to in nearly a million jobs. But if you look carefully in the numbers, you notice that majority of them are actually part-timers, waitresses, and some of the really part-time jobs. So to me, it's a very, very, very sad way to actually do this, because you know that you're not actually displaying the truth, but still the numbers still there, undeniable. So bank shares went up, treasuries of course jumped, because when yields goes up means inflation is going there, because the economy is supposed to be better. Only the tech shares came down a bit because I told you when the stronger dollar comes in, and let's say there's going to be any form of tapering, it's not going to be healthy for the technology companies that be relying on this to go higher. Now, very surprisingly, defensive stock like utilities and healthcare also go down. Quite surprised because I thought that they'd be going up, but they came down. So in a way, I can be upfront. The Fridays, my view on the Dow Jones on the US market was totally wrong. All right, I'm not going to deny this. This is something that we can see. Well, I can be correct more for a few times, but I can still be wrong if the market do in a very funny way. So, okay. So the Dow Jones, obviously on hindsight, is above OP, above pivot 1, KSI green, only one answer, above OP, above pivot 1, just go for long. So above OP, above pivot one, just go for long. Above OP, above pivot one, just go for long. You can see that if you just follow what you are taught to, above OP, above pivot one, just go long. You really cannot lose money on Friday. So again, all these things basically tells you loads of stuff about the system. You just have to follow. Okay, all right, get the idea? Good. Now look at the goal. Okay, goal is totally opposite. Below OP, below P2, right, it's a sell. But the only thing is that KSI was supposed to be green. We're supposed to see some pullback, but apparently the market force is too strong. So you notice, right, once it go below OP, below P2, which is here, can you see that? Below OP, below P2 is a sell. Prior to that was a BNB. BNB followed by CCYR, break pivot 2, break below OP, of course you can sell. But of course to sell here, right, you may say, Kel, so far away, I don't feel comfortable. Yeah, indeed. But if you actually notice this, everybody, I told you before, right, how it goes up, how it comes down, and vice versa. If this is your entry to your stop loss, you notice that the market also went down almost to the same level, almost lah. But of course today already confirmed it already. So that's why I say the selling here itself, the selling on A is actually not just only the non-farm payroll. Probably they already know that the market will go even lower from last Friday to today. So that's why I felt that way lah about gold. But at least you remember, below OP, below P2, just sell. I've been saying this like a broken recorder for longest of time already. I just saw the Hong Kong market trading higher again. Now you can see Hong Kong is trading higher at 26,444. Someone text me on the side. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. So let's look at the local and global news right now. Now, US cases is now at 6-month high, even as vaccination continue to rise. That's in US. Then in UK, we have record number 28,612 cases in a single day. Oh my goodness. Japan has now had 1 million cases. All right, so don't you realize that it's all those countries that have opened up and have done the Olympic is having their trouble right now, but the one that have no trouble initially is mainland China, and they are also having cases. So again, all these COVID cases is coming up again rampantly, but of course, there's still nothing big because now the Alibaba is having a problem again because it's robbed by sexual assault allegation, and it seems like the thing never end there. More and more ladies getting attacked by guys, which is totally shameless by these guys. Very sad. So China Alibaba supposed to have some recovery on last Friday. We saw the strong volume came in, BNB came in. We thought that this is going to go higher, but it all depends on how they look at this matter. But still, nonetheless, it's all right. Alibaba share may see temporary retrieve. Let's see how it goes on down there. All right, we've been calling for sell at 200 all the way. Now it's for 196 level. I think we can look at some base out here, but this is 15-minute chart, by the way. All right, inflation will be the main topic that will be a hit because it's the consumer and the producer in a level inflation. So as long as the market have what they want, the stock market will go higher. So the data will be Wednesday and Thursday, the consumer price index and the producer price index respectively. So traders will use these two as a guide. Now, if the consumer price goes up and producer price also go up, that means inflation is in the house. The growth had to be in there. If not, the growth is not there, we will have stagflation already. So watch out for Wednesday and Thursday report. But definitely for sure, the last one whole year, the inflation, the consumer price index is really going up. Because why? Because prices keep on going higher and people are still able to afford it because they are making money from the market, right? So what are the reasons to stay bullish for now? There are many good reasons. This is the very important market cycle. Example like this, when the market declines, consumer confidence falls. Then economy weakens. Federal Reserve come in to do QE, market rises, consumer confidence rises, economy stabilize, then Federal withdraw QE. But once the Federal Reserve withdraw QE, the whole thing repeats. So in short, Federal Reserve can increase, can decrease, but whenever they do, they will have direct impact on the market. So that's why reason why now, until now, Federal Reserve still don't want to remove the QE because they have took 2 years to bring it where they are today, even higher. Of course, they won't do anything silly, all right now. Oh, sorry, some PowerPoint issue. One. Okay, hold on. Okay, so hedge fund manager Keith says that it's hard to be bearish on stocks. And he says that, right, he remained optimistic. He said that how he do his positioning is that 1/3 in COVID pandemic beneficiaries, 1/3 in economic reopening play, and 1/3 for event-driven name, like example meme in short. So he's very bullish, and he thinks that now with the treasury yields going higher, that means that the economy is recovering. So that means that there's no reason for you to stay bearish, okay? So he believes that, right, company like MGM, Google, Alphabet should be good because there's a lot of advertisement there, and this will actually bring the market even higher, okay? Then, of course, Robinhood shares is supposed to go higher because there's a put and put spread calls, and it's supposed to move at least 32%. So upside 32 or downside 32%. But based on what I'm seeing right now, with Cathie Wood involvement, there's a good chance that we will see Robinhood shares going higher. This Robinhood shares went up to a high of $80, pulled back to about $55, but it's still way above the before the uptick. So if the Robinhood share can cross $60, 32% will bring it past, okay, bring it past to $80 again. So traders can watch out for this Robinhood shares. So now, because Robinhood at the moment now, right, it paved the way to many retailers to want to buy on options and buy on trade on margins. And of course, you can do long and do short. So that's why it's pretty decent for a broking company like this Robinhood. And of course, as long as the stock market is running up, right, people will still want to buy stocks. And that is the reason why Robinhood shares by right has a higher upside potential, okay? So these are all the reasons to buy on the US market. And of course, Warren Buffett winning equity portfolio now is only concentrating on 4 counters. You can take a look which are the 4: Apple, Coca-Cola, American Express, and Bank of America. So basically, these are the top 4 holdings of the Berkshire Hathaway portfolio. All right, 70%, no? 70% of the entire portfolio is this 4 name. So that's why when you hear from financial planner about diversification, right, richest investor on earth say no to it in a way. All right. So of course they also have American Express, Bank of America, but it's not so as big because the 70% already by these 4 names. The rest are the 1% or 2% of it, but still a lot of money already, right? Yeah. And of course, why the market just cannot go down? Look at it. This is insanity. Look at it. The market, whether it's overnight session or the day session, you can see that since this 7 November last year until now, the market has only one direction. No matter how the market been moving, the market only got one direction. It's up and up and up and up and up. So what does it tell you? In fact, it just tells you that Federal Reserve, the market, just want to buy day in, day out. They overnight buy, during the day buy. Every day, every moment, they just want to buy. Any dip itself is a buy. So that tells you a lot of stuff. That's the reason why I'm telling you this. It's absolutely difficult for the market to come down. All right, so you can see this is the one chart. You can look at it very openly when S&P and the Federal operation, right? Look at it. Every time when the QE ended, the market come down, right? S&P is a black one. S&P come down, then they'll straight away do operational twist starts. Then after that, they pump up with QE3, then the S&P goes up. Then when QE3 ended, come down already, right? They will come in again and say, let's do some ECB QE. Then after that, when they start to do hike rate, they stop the hike. They drop the rate, the market down goes back up again, and now you can see this, wow. So it's like every time when the market falls, Federal Reserve will come in to save the day. So I cannot deny this. The next time if the market fall down, right, I'm sure the S&P, will come down something like this. If they say going to do a bit of projection, it come down like this, it's going to go up. So this is where you're going to meet. So that will be about 3,850. Okay, which means that if let's say even the S&P is a drop right now, hitting about 3,850, the market will still be supported regardless. There's something that we can see over the last, 12 years, it's always been like that. Okay, so I can put there as long as Fed is supporting the market, it will be tough. Okay, all right, so that is the reason to stay bullish. All right, so later on, right now we're going to talk about the alternate market view. So if you guys want to continue to listen to what is supposed to share here, stay tuned. Just give me a quick 15 seconds water break. Okay, guys, let's just finish up with the alternate market views. That is the other side of how market view the market in the more realistic form. All right, let's take a look. Now, first of all, this is a special article from CNBC, and this is just telling you that some stocks in the week usually they misestimate and slide. Of course, please be careful, like there become propaganda here. So just go careful with this. These are the stocks whereby usually when they come out their result, even if the result is good, there is some selling. So this from 3D System, Cardboard, and so forth, right? Now you don't really see much of these news, but I mean these counters, but they are still there. So traders, you can take note that means that these are one of the usual shorted stocks. Every time when they come out result, but the numbers will always fall for the share price. So this is something that for you to take note. So the earnings season is winding down soon, but still got a company, and usually they get hit. So these are the counters that you can consider. Okay. Now this is the key point. You can see that, right? The 10-year yield, we went down all the way to over 1.13%. And at the time, many people say that, wow, this is the bad time. But look at it, when they pull it up all the way, right? Look at it now, they double it up. You can see now it's back to 1.2885 already, right? So with the yields are going up, okay, so market took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days to bring it down, right? The market took about 3 days to bring it up. So that means that actually, I believe that the 10-year yield will go higher. I believe that the 10-year yield will go higher. But that is again that there's no manipulation by the Federal Reserve. All right, so I believe that the 10-year yield will go up higher to 1.45% in my opinion. And that should spook a little bit more on the Nasdaq, okay? Dow Jones may not be, but Nasdaq will be, because when the yields goes up, the bank shares will also go higher, right? So that's the reason why I believe that the bank share will hold it out. But when the US yield, the 10-year yield goes up, right, the Nasdaq will be affected. So Nasdaq is expected to fall like NQ. Nasdaq is supposed to fall if that actually really happened. Okay, I'll write it down for you. Currently now the 10-year yield is 1.285. I suspect it will go towards 1.45 in 2 weeks' time. And NQ will be okay. So that is what I feel for that. Okay, you can actually take it as a guide. Okay. And of course, this is a dollar index. So when the yields go up, the dollar will go up. I told you before, and it happened again. So same thing, the market, well, after FOMC meeting, they bring it down all the way. Then after a sideways for a couple of days, then the updraft came in, and now you can see that the dollar index is up to where it came from FOMC. So it means that whatever FOMC they say about the market and stuff like that, the market don't care. They are more the buyers now. So if the dollar continue to go higher, it's because the market fear that there could be tapering. They fear that there is going to be interest rate hike. So all these things are going to motivate yield higher. And of course, that will likely be affecting gold also. So traders on gold, you have to be careful on this. And of course, you can see now the implied Fed rate has shoot up. Friday was a bit low, was just up a little bit. But after that, Thursday, sorry, and Friday when the GDP, when the non-farm payroll came out, right, you can see the implied Fed rate shoot up immediately. So another few more points, we could actually see again the top of town that there could be interest rate hike later in 2023. Okay, so traders think of that. But more important thing, this is the emerging market equities approaching 20 years low versus the S&P. So what we are seeing right now is that every time when the emerging market is down, that is either because of some big movement, like example, back in 1997, we have the long-term capital management that collapsed. Then after that, in 2011, we have 2001, we have the Lehman crisis, we have the so-called the 911. Then after that, when you pull back Lehman crisis, we have that. But now the emerging market is now near to the low end, but there's still nothing yet. Is it because there's something big going to happen? Some very, very incredible event? Is that the way we see it? Well, ending is all possible. So I'm just informing you that we are getting nearer and nearer to something big, but I don't know how big will that movement be. Just that we know that it could be a black swan event or an event that really, wow, shakes everybody out. Now, the last but not least is this one here itself, is that although Berkshire has been leading the charge, but you look carefully, they actually have been selling stocks the last 3 quarters consecutively. Yeah, they have been selling for 3 consecutive quarters, and of course you can see that when they start to sell, people will say that, oh, is it because that they are having more money? Well, if you look carefully, the money that they have now is about the same, and it seems that it's not really reflecting the sale, but still there's a lot of money with them. And you look carefully, the last time they do 3 quarters of selling, that was in December 17. And if you remember that after that, January, March, okay, let me just bring to you January, February, March of 2018. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones. You will see for yourself, okay? I don't want to, say that I tried to change your mind. You look for it yourself. Okay, if you remember this, when this is the period whereby the market was pumped up all the way from 21,000 all the way to 25,000, 4,000 point in just about 3 months, 4 months. Then after that, you remember I told you, right, Berkshire started to take profit over during this period of time. Remember, I show you this. This is the period whereby they start to unleash position. Okay, they unleashed position all the way to December 2017, and it means that they were selling on the way up. Then after that, the market came all the way down. Then after that, in March, they went in to buy a lot. In March, they went in to buy a lot in March. So that basically confirms why you can see when they bought a lot in March, the market was a very good price to buy. And after that, the market go up again. So if let's say if Berkshire is always a good context for viewing the market, then of course we can see now that by right, this is a good time to take some profit, because seemingly our Oracle, Warren Buffett, knows that something might be happening in the few months to come. Is that correct? I won't know, but I want you to be careful, okay? All right, that will be all for today's MAO. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, later on at 3 p.m., we will have our announcement. Stay tuned. All right. Wish you all the best. Have a great day. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Happy National Day once again.